episode is sponsored by love.
Mhm.
Love and lust. May it be the only thing that we have as we
Beautiful.
as we die. And as everyone should go after whatever it is that their love and their heart desires. Me included, by the way. Me
Mm-hmm.
included. Um, and if you want something, how on the trains they say, see something, or say
Uh,
something. Um,
uh-huh.
yeah, whenever anybody feels an overwhelming need to tell somebody that they love them, I would say it. And Julie, I'm here to say that I love you.
I love you too, Adrian.
Thank you. This week we're sponsored by love. Everybody say
Love.
love.
You're killing me. I love that.
Usually people say
Love,
thank you.
love,
Well,
love.
usually people say love back and they don't laugh in your face.
It just,
Oh, whoa. Wow.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Um,
I'm loving that you're coming in here with such an open heart.
Thank you. I just do want to mention to the viewers on YouTube um that um that my eye over here is a little bit swollen. I think I have a little bit of like a it's like
Sty?
a zit or something. I don't know. It feels tender
Ouch.
when I touch it. Um,
You should put chamomile tea bags on it.
I don't. Do you think I have chamomile tea bags in
I
here?
don't know your life like that, but you warm up some water, you put some tea bags in the water, you squeeze the extra water out, and you just put the tea bag on it.
We'll
It
see about
lowers
that.
the inflammation.
Yeah. Also, it's 8 in the morning, so I just woke up and so I look tired, but I just want the people on YouTube to know that I am okay. And
Yeah.
whatever rumors you've heard about me being on the streets, it's just I'm okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to You, Me, and Chisme, your number one source for Chisme on the internet. Adrian and Julie here. Julie. Um, Julie, we're recording this on Saturday, November 9th, 2024. How are you? How's it going? Um, what light through yonder window breaks? Julie,
I'm here.
you're here.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. We're just trying to get through it.
Trying to get through it.
It's been a
Let's do
week.
a couple positive things first. What shirt are you wearing? I wasn't able to tell when we were talking before. Oswald, what? Colbert pot?
Cobblepot.
Cobblepot. Is that the penguin?
Fuck yeah,
Oh my gosh.
does he look great or what?
Oh my gosh. Is he a
Okay.
likable person? Is it the character? Is the character likable?
No. No, he's a murderer.
Okay.
And spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. This last episode, we found out he had a hand in his brother's death when they were little.
Oh. Is that a big
King.
plot? Is that
I'm
a
just
big
kidding.
plot line?
Not a big plot line, but it kind of explains who he is as a human as he's become an adult and a villain.
I see. Okay.
That's my man.
Okay.
You see him? Look
Okay.
at this one. That's my man.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You kind of like him a little ugly, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of people too. They're like, yeah, he's kind of ugly, and I'm kind of into it. And I'm always like, well, what makes them ugly?
Interesting. Uh-huh.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
I don't know. You should watch the show and look at his foot, and maybe we'll find out. His foot's a
Uh,
little wonky.
have you ever sucked on a man's toes? No. Have you?
No,
What about women's toes?
no.
Right.
Get your toes away from me.
You don't like
Get your
you.
toes and get your butts away from me.
Oh, okay.
I can't I'm sorry, but I can't.
You should let a man eat your butt.
I don't think I could.
I think you could.
I don't. I
Yeah.
don't think so. I just whatever. To each their own. I'm
What?
not here to kink shame.
You just said something. You just bought a butt plug? Is that what you said?
I said Butt play.
Oh, butt plug. I
Oh my
thought you bought a butt plug.
God. No, I can't do any butt stuff is just not my stuff. It's not for me.
It's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love. Everybody say love.
Okay, love.
Would you ever finger a man in his butt if he asked you
100.
to?
Yeah, I would. I
Okay,
would
so
because I feel like that's like I don't think they'd want me to.
yeah, not with those nails.
But I would because I feel like that for a lot of straight heterosexual men would be like a step. You know what I mean?
A step
In
in
their
what?
in the right direction for me, let me be quite clear. But
Uh,
I just think it's like a vulnerability and like letting you do something that maybe they're a little bit unsure about. I mean, I don't know, maybe they've been doing it for years, but like at some point it was a thing that they had to get past because heterosexuals and their brain. But yes, I would. I would push
okay,
through.
you would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if any men want a finger in a butt, call me right up.
Well, actually don't call her
I'll
because
cut my nails for you.
okay.
You know, or
Okay.
the have you seen the lesbian manicures?
No, what is a
Where
lesbian
it's like
manicure?
the long nails everywhere else except like I think like these two fingers.
Oh, uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll do
Yeah.
like short nails here. I'll do that for you because
Okay.
what am I? A giver.
Yeah. There you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you love to give. And obviously you would peg a man, right?
Oh my God, my wildest dream. Really, line up.
Yeah.
Line up.
Okay.
I'll be gentle. I'll be gentle. We'll
Uh-huh.
practice. I'll ease it in. But my wildest dream is to peg a
Uh-huh.
man. There's this girl on TikTok who's a sex worker.
Mm-hmm.
She's gotten really popular recently. I think she just hit 1 million followers that I follow. She's this white girl in Australia that talks about this guy and she pegged him for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Dreams coming true all over the world. And me, who wants it the most, I can't find one man. One?
Have you asked any of the men that you've ever
Yeah,
been with? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I almost got a yes one time. I almost
Uh-huh.
got a yes. But you also don't want to.
Was it G?
No, he said
No.
no. I
Mm.
was like, you're so fucking boring. But you also
Mm-hmm.
don't want to like, you know what I mean? Be like,
Mm-hmm.
well, no, I have to. This bitch won't shut the fuck. No, no, no. I want them to want it. It's not fun if they don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to be into it. But
Mm-hmm.
my wildest dreams,
Mm-hmm.
maybe one day.
I think
Fingers
you'll find
crossed.
one.
Hopefully.
I think you will.
Yeah.
Okay. That's also lovely. I love it. Thanks, Julie, for sharing.
Everyone's like, what the fuck are we listening to? And I want to be clear, we're recording this at 8:56 in the morning.
Best time, as far as I'm
Amazing.
concerned.
Amazing. What about you? What's going on in your life? What's the weirdest thing you've ever done to a man? How about that? How about we talk about that, Adrian? You have all the questions for the girl. How about
Yeah.
you start answering some?
The weirdest thing I've ever done to a man,
Yeah.
I think you'd be surprised to know that there probably isn't that anything that weird, to be honest with you.
Has a man
Not
ever
that
asked
I,
to pee on you?
no,
No.
no, no,
Where do I find my little weirdos?
I don't know. I've never had a man ask me if he would pee on me, if he could
And
pee on me.
have
Mm-mm.
you ever peed on a man?
No.
Would you ever want to pee on a man?
Um, no, no.
You
If
think about it.
wait, if would I ever pee on a man?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. I might pee. Yeah, I would pee on a man before I get peed on. Yeah.
What's the You're not gonna answer this. I already know you're not. What's your
Try it.
weirdest kink?
I'm actually pretty boring to be honest with you.
Okay. Tell
Yeah.
me your weirdest anyway. In the boring
Um
spectrum, which one's the one that's like the weirdest?
I see I don't think any of them are I don't think they're weird per se. But like I like a man to be verbal. Like I want to talk through the whole thing.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
I can be more submissive if I needed to, but I find that men want me to be more dominant most of the times. So that's something
Oh,
that
okay.
I need to practice on, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I really am not that wild to be honest with you. I'm pretty
Right.
boring.
That's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Most of the time, I just want to lay there to be honest with you, and I want them to do all the work.
That's the dream. That's the
Yeah.
literal dream. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm not particularly gifted at anything.
What
So
do you mean?
when it comes to sex, like I'm not going to be your throat goat. I'm not going to be your like power bottom.
What?
So like
A throat goat?
you've never heard of a throat goat before?
I've never heard those words put together in my life. Tell me everything.
I mean, the throat goat is somebody who can like take really big dicks all the way down their throat and like make it disappear in their throat, you know?
I do not know, but now I'm
Okay.
finding out.
Yeah. So,
Wow, troopers.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not particularly exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
That's all
can
right.
be.
Sure. With the
Yeah,
right person.
well, yeah, I'm open to many things, but
Mm. What's one thing that you've never done that you're like, I want to do that?
hmm, I don't know.
Okay.
I
You
mean,
guys,
I honestly don't know. I don't know.
what about like two dicks in your mouth at the same time?
I've done that before.
Unless what?
I've I
Excuse me.
I've had one threesome when I was in college.
And you had two dicks in your mouth at the same time? I've never had two dicks in my mouth at the same time.
Yeah, they were
I'm
very
not opposed to
nice.
it either. Call Colin Farrell.
They were nice. I was very
Okay.
young. They must have been I mean, I was of age, by the way. I was in college, but I must have been like this must have been my first year of college, I think.
Uh-huh.
So I was probably 19. Um and yeah, this man picked me up and he took me to his nice home where his husband was.
I feel like you
And
have told this
I think
story.
I've told, yeah, and then
Uh-huh.
and and then I, being the young whippersnapper that I was, I finished early before I should have. Um, and then I watched them fuck each other. Yeah.
I love that story.
Yeah.
How fun. And they were married?
I think so.
You
Then
know
maybe they
what?
weren't. I don't
I
know.
love married fun people.
But they I think they lived together. Now I don't know actually. One of them picked
Right.
me up, took me back to their home, and then the other one was there.
Yeah.
In hindsight, in hindsight,
Dangerous?
well, everything I did in college was dangerous. Like
Yeah.
I should not have been getting in any of those cars.
Right.
Um, but here I am.
Yeah, yeah.
In hindsight, if that were to happen today, I'd be a lot more prepared and I'd be a lot more like um ready and into it. But because
Yeah.
I don't mind a threesome, but I guess I haven't had one in a very long time and I didn't last that long. So maybe I don't like them. I don't know. I should have another one.
Maybe you liked them too much. It was too much stimulation for you.
Yeah, I mean, I was young, dumb and horny. So
Right.
there I
Right.
was.
Weren't we all?
Yeah.
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 Lovely. You know, my threesome was also with a married couple.
I do remember that.
Married people just out here living their best lives.
Yeah, I mean,
Some of them.
I would imagine that they, a lot of people are horny.
So
A lot of
horny.
people have very, very high sex drives.
Don't I know it? I'm on the
And
apps. I know all about it.
and and they got to get their fill in somehow.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Anyways, moral of the story is I'm boring and I'm not a throat
I
goat,
don't
so don't expect me to. I don't. Okay, I'm boring in the sense that like I'm not as adventurous as what you it was some people maybe. I feel like I'm just a very normal, average person. Um,
I think
and-
most people
right?
are.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so too.
Yeah, I don't think everyone's peeing on each other.
I
You know
don't
what I
think
mean?
so.
I
Well,
think there's like
actually,
a
I would. You know what? That's interesting because I do think a lot of people don't talk about how freaky they are.
one, that's the part. That's it.
So, so, um, if more people did, we'd probably have a better sense. If it wasn't so taboo, we'd have a better sense of like, you know. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I want everyone that comes into my life to know that you can tell me you're freaky as shit. I'm not even gonna blink an eye. It's gonna be this is a safe space.
I would agree. I don't find
Yeah.
anything in particularly crazy or weird or astonishing.
As long as it's consensual, I want to hear all about it.
Mm. Yeah, and if you want me to participate, then just say that.
Just open communication. Let me know what's going on. I will show
Mm.
up for it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. You know, I just watched Queer, speaking of, with
Queer
Daniel
was
Craig.
Oh, uh-huh. You're really out and about watching these movies.
I'm getting invited to all the movies. It's been a blast.
And
I've
how
been
was
looking
it? Can you
forward
talk
to,
about it?
I can talk about it a little bit. I was really looking forward to it because everyone's talking about the most homoerotic movie. It's getting banned in Turkey, very explicit scenes, this and that. I was underwhelmed by the I mean, I don't know
Of
if I'm like
course.
disgusting in the brain,
Yeah.
but
No.
like, did I watch Daniel Craig give a blowjob? Yes. That
But
was the most
you
crap.
didn't actually you didn't see his lips touch a dick. No.
No,
Right. So boring.
no. It was boring. I mean, Omar Apollo, though. Is that what his
Uh-huh.
name is?
Omar Apollo.
He's in this movie.
Yeah. Hmm.
Congratulations to him. I
Is
gotta
he
say,
he's naked in it? Yeah.
round of applause.
For a distinct period of time? And is it a clear shot or is it like
It is a clear
okay.
shot.
And
Yeah.
is it hard or is it soft?
I think it's soft. And even then, I was impressed. So we gotta give it up for him as a
Yeah.
human being. Yeah.
Yeah. I
The
mean,
movie
I would
is
watch the
a,
movie. To be honest with you, the trailer didn't really give it to me. I was like, this seems boring.
I think this one's for the film lovers.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's not for the regular schmegular moviegoers. It's by the same director as Challengers, but this is not a blockbuster. This is not a mainstream movie. This very much feels like you got to sit there and be a thinker about it. Um,
Accents too.
there's accents. It's in Mexico, so there's broken Spanish. It, it is a beautiful story about
Wait, if
longing
it's
for
in Mexico,
love
why are they broken Spanish? Shouldn't they be
because they
talking
are
perfect
white men at the
Spanish?
end of the day.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah. So it's a beautiful story about longing for love, but I can easily see how this is not going to do well mainstream. It's just not. I don't think it's for the general, not because it can't be. I just think general movie audiences aren't going here because of the way it's like explicit sex scenes and it's getting banned in Turkey. I think people are going there to see some dicks, to see some fucking. And
Yeah.
there is fucking. There's a good chunk of fucking. And I mean, I don't even want to say good chunk. It's just a chunk of fucking. And then it's a beautiful story about longing and addiction. And it's very intense and moving, but I don't think people are showing up for the intense and moving because of the way that it's being marketed, which is unfortunate. They released the movie posters for it, and then there was like a report immediately after that they had to not or like Daniel Craig was doing an interview or the director maybe and saying how they changed their mind about the initial posters because on the poster is like bed sheets and like pictures and items on top of the bed sheets, and in the initial posters there was like cum on the bed sheets, and
Hmm.
they scrapped that and they were like, let's not do the cum, let's just do the bed sheet with all the other stuff on it. So I was like, I mean, I'm like, the marketing is fooling me, thinking I'm sitting here for the dirtiest fucking movie of all time.
Hmm.
Underwhelmed,
Of
but
you
but
always will be.
overwhelmed in the cinematic journey of it. And Luca is one of my favorite directors currently, so I think he's phenomenal. He does a great job, and Daniel Craig is mind-boggling in this. He's so good and moving in this. Considering he's like James Bond to come and do this movie where he's very vulnerable, very much stripped down, very much like not the victim, but like a person you very much feel sorry for. You just want him to find joy and happiness and love. And it's very moving. So it was a great cinematic journey, but like because I went there thinking, show me the dicks.
Hmm.
Underwhelmed.
Hmm.
Underwhelmed in that aspect.
I will go watch just for Omar Apollo. I'll do my little $20.
He is in it for a solid 3 minutes, so just
Yes.
wanted to let you know about that. But it's
But
it's a
is he naked
great.
the entire 3 minutes?
I don't think he's naked the entire 3 minutes, but
Oh,
he
10
is
seconds.
a
It's
solid
okay.
10
I will,
seconds.
it'll be on Twitter in a couple of days, anyways.
Yeah, I'm sure it will, dude. Because yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I want to say it was already on Twitter.
Well, there's a painting of him. Um,
I want to say there was a because this movie has already premiered at film festivals. I think his
it
shot was
might be.
somewhere. Yeah,
Yeah, probably. I'll find it on Reddit or something. Omar, come on the pod.
please.
Um, Daniel Craig, come on the pod. Ben, what's his name on the Onion movies? Uh, Gal Gadot or something like that. I don't know.
Something like that.
Ben Bonbois.
Something.
Um, okay, lovely. Lovely, lovely. Okay, Julie. Well,
Dicks?
there yeah, lots of dicks.
Good. You know
Um,
how many people listen to us in the morning?
I know. Yeah.
They're like, what are you guys doing? And I want to be clear. This is the morning when we're recording this. These are
Yeah.
first thoughts out the brain.
Yeah. Isn't everybody horny in the morning? Is that
I know I am. I don't know about anybody else, but
do you usually masturbate in the morning or
no, I usually
no?
masturbate at night.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The more you got shit to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
usually after a nice little orgasm, I just want a cute little napsy, or I want to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get up and do some shit. Ugh, I couldn't do it. No,
I like both.
I love that
But
for you.
but I not if I have something to do. I'm
Yeah, that's the
not gonna wake up
thing.
early to masturbate. That's for
I
damn
mean,
sure.
yeah, no, no,
Out of
no,
your
no.
mind.
I'm barely waking up early in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, well, speaking of,
Okay.
um, there was an election. Did you hear?
I heard the streets told me.
Well, the streets are talking.
Mhm.
Um, I'll give you the floor. You could say whatever you would like.
I fear I'll cry.
That's okay.
I'm feeling so depressed. I'm feeling so depressed. I'm angry. My mental health is not thriving. A lot of anxiety. Oh my God. I felt like a 16-year-old literally right before filming this. My dad's out of town. My mom was supposed to leave this weekend so I could have the house to myself starting Friday. The woman did not leave. She
Mm.
chose to stay. And I'm like, I just want to be by myself in this house. I have so much anxiety that I feel like I'm suppressing. And I feel like I'm going to have a cute little breakdown at some point because I can't keep suppressing it. That's not healthy. But I can't cry because then everyone's asking questions and I can't just be in my. It's this whole thing, when you're surrounded by people where you're like, I can't just exist in this sadness. I knew pretty early on when the results were coming out that it was not going to go our way. I felt it. People tried to convince me that I was tripping, but I was like, I don't I don't think this is going to go our way. It's very unfortunate because it was it's wild how many people voted for him. I can't even wrap my mind around it. It's very depressing and the fact that even in California, we are surrounded by these people. We're surrounded by them. Is so um I'm gonna say it, and I already got yelled at from someone on my Instagram, but I think Trump voters are fucking idiots. And I think Trump knows that, and that's what he bangs on. He's like, yeah, these people are fucking idiots. Why do you think the most uneducated are the most that voted for him? Yeah, you guys are idiots. My friend's sister was like, I voted for Trump, but I'm not an idiot. And I said, I love you and your family. I stand by what I said. You're an idiot. Yeah, you guys are idiots. You're voted against yourselves for financial gain. Friend, if you're deported, what financial gain is that going to be? Like, you're not safe. We're not. The children of immigrants are not safe. Citizenship be damned. I guarantee it. It's just alarming, alarming that this happened. And that people, I get it, dude. I do. I try to look at it from their point of view of people are struggling. They can't afford anything. They have to work three, four jobs to be able to afford things. Single income households are fucked right now. Even with a partner in the household, you're getting fucked. Like children and school, like everything is up here, right? Like people are drowning. Homelessness is at an all-time high. I get it. I do. I understand it. I just wish people found their empathy even while they were struggling. Like, yeah, everyone's struggling, but like I care about Black people and I care about immigrants and I care about, women that are, pregnant because they want to or pregnant because they didn't mean to get pregnant. I give a fuck about everybody. And I don't understand how so many people don't have the space to be able to do both, to care about themselves and to care about other people. And maybe devil's advocate here. I feel like this because right now I'm not struggling. I'm very lucky. I'm very, very privileged in the way that like my parents have always been there for me. And I have a phenomenal opportunity to save so much money right now. And I am saving so much money. I have a nice cushion for myself right now. But I have a nice cushion for myself because I took a step back from what I wanted to do with my life and I realized you're drowning. You gotta do what you gotta do to save yourself. And when you felt comfortable is when you got laid off. So you need to like get it together and find some space to protect yourself from something happening again. And it wasn't hard and it's not easy. Let me tell you something. I sit in this house surrounded by people every day and I say, what have I done? I want to get out. I want to breathe. I want to scream. Today I wanted to scream. So my mom was supposed to essentially leave on Saturday. She's like, okay, I'll leave on Saturday. She changed her mind. And I literally wanted to scream, not at her, just like a "Ah!" like a scream of like, I just want to be by myself. I just
Mhm.
don't want to have to look at another person for 24 hours. That's all I want.
Mhm.
Um, so I get it, but I'm so angry. And yeah, at work, at a company where that works with the government. Prior to the election, there was trucks with their Trump flags coming into the parking lot. Anxiety was one of the security guards got in trouble for speaking loudly about politics and how he was glad that Trump was going to get all the immigrants out of here. And I had to make my way down the stairs and say, hey, the daughter of immigrants is right upstairs listening to you talk. So if you could just tone it down so that I don't have to hear you speak. Yes, he did get written up. Yes, he did. Um, they're everywhere. It's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have gone through an incredible range of emotion
Yeah.
since since Tuesday. I I was optimistic, I was hopeful so I wasn't feeling as anxious.
Yeah.
But as I was watching the results come in, the anxiousness started to settle in, and it was a very uncomfortable feeling Tuesday night. Um, and I try to not look at these things or try to watch the news, but it's just kind of it's hard for me not to. So
Mm-hmm.
um, I've consumed a lot of content in the last couple of days about what has happened and blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I will say, going to therapy on Wednesday was incredibly um beneficial for me. I cried,
Mm.
got it out, said what I needed to say. My therapist also said what he needed to say um, to me. And I did feel there was a sense of comfort. And so that helped a lot. But it is the anxiousness was a feeling of fear for all of
Yeah.
the people that will be hurt, particularly undocumented people, which many of us have members of our families who are undocumented. Um, and so, you know, it is a very real fear.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I I'll try to go through some of the emotions and thoughts that I had. Um, First is, and I can't, and I won't, sometimes when we talk about these things, I get a little self-conscious because I want it to make sense. And sometimes things just don't make sense in my head. And I want it to
Mm-hmm.
come out very perfectly and beautifully and poetically. Um, but that just doesn't seem to work for me. So bear with me as I get through this. But I think that it's very unfortunate and it's very sad that people feel so desperate in this country that they had to vote for this man again. Um and on the opposite end of that, I do think when has it been super prosperous for anybody in this country other than the really wealthy people?
Mm-hmm.
We have always struggled. It's always been hard, and I've always heard you gotta work, get
Mm-hmm.
yourself up and get your ass up and work. And I think that men, white men in particular, but men in general feel that they're not getting, or they're not, it's not serving them. And it hasn't served a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people in this country. But
Mm-hmm.
guess what the message was? Get your ass up and go to work.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people do. And
Mm-hmm.
for people who feel like the government shouldn't be the ones to provide social services for them and help them when things are going bad, you seem to be that seems to be what you want right now. Um, I think that there's a big issue with men and not having the skills, the soft skills to get out and make a life for themselves. Because if you're at home on your computer playing your video games and you're not feeling like you can succeed in this world anymore, that's your own fucking fault. Like that's nobody else's fault but yours, because you're the one who's deciding to not go out there and meet people and make friends and gain soft skills, how to talk to people, how to talk in public, how to answer the phone. Nobody picks up their phone at work anymore. Pick up your fucking phone and talk to somebody. You
Mm-hmm.
know? And so no wonder why you're falling behind, because you're not doing anything. You're not applying yourself, because I
Mm-hmm.
guarantee if you did, something will happen for you. Are you going to be a millionaire? Probably not. Most people aren't. But also, you don't need that kind of money. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you really don't. And to live a very nice, comfortable life, do you need a lot of money? Yes. But we're
Mm-hmm.
also so obsessed with being so rich.
Yeah.
It's really unnecessary. The other thing is, I think that there's a lack of education just in general. um we are embarrassing. I saw somebody bring up that a lot of the big tech companies in here, bring in immigrants because our people can't compete with them. They're
Mm-mm.
so much better at figuring out a lot of these things, whether it's in medicine or in technology. And when you have a political party who is trying to um, who reduce access to education, what do you think is going to happen? We're not going to be able to compete with other countries that are going to that are not doing that. And so we got to wake up. But there's also a lack of financial literacy in this country. And I wonder for how many people that are struggling, how many people are also living outside of their means? How many people are not educated? And I don't know a lot about, I mean, it's difficult. They make it difficult on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wonder how many people just don't know how to manage their money. How many people are so consumed by capital, like capitalism of it all, that they are buying things and spending money on things that they don't really need to be spending money on. So then
Mm-hmm.
you have accumulated all of this debt and you're still continuing to drown yourself in debt, and you blame it on the economy. Granted, listen, I wish things were much cheaper too. Things are very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Um but if you're really struggling, you let's really look at how you are, what is your relationship with money and how you spend money,
Mm-hmm.
because I guarantee you there's probably some things that you can fix. Um, the other thing is the Democrats just didn't do a very good job of, you know, providing a good message.
Yeah.
And a big part of what is happening is these big companies are just not wanting to bring down the prices because they're able to trick us into thinking it is the government and it is inflation, but really they're the ones who have the power to bring down the prices of these things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't think that was effectively communicated. Um, on the other hand, the Democratic Party also just didn't do a good job. I mean, the reality of the situation is people don't they don't like the Democrats. They don't like the Democratic Party, and they need to figure out exactly why, and they need to turn this ship around. I think there's a couple of outcomes that can happen. One could be that the Democrats decide that they need to move more to a conservative social stance and financially or whatever. I hope that is not what they do. I hope they actually move more progressive, more to the left, and just talk to people as if they're not stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was watching The View in the days after, and although Sunny Hostin is my girl, I love Sunny. Sunny went on The View and started saying, um, uneducated white women, uneducated white women, uneducated white women. She was talking about a particular poll, a particular demographic. And I can understand why, if I'm watching TV and there's somebody who is calling me uneducated, I can see why I would not want to be a part of that. And I know that emotions are high and that we really want to, we get it, but we also have to be pragmatic and we have to be smart about how we need to not continue this, because it won't end with Donald Trump. The Republicans have figured out that this works on people, and they're gonna bring up their next lackey and have him spew the same things. And so we need to think about how we bring more people into this coalition, because at the end of the day, it's about numbers. We need people to vote for us. That's what it is. That's the only way we're gonna win. And so um I would like to be a part of a solution,
Yeah.
um, because I don't want to see another Donald Trump. I think that is dangerous. And if we have more Donald Trumps, we will cease to exist in this country. Um,
Yeah.
and so I just want I think the Democratic Party needs to, um, shell out the money and bring in really smart people to work for them that understand how to win elections. Because right now they have a lot of people who don't understand. Um, and yeah, I mean, there could be so many things said, and so many people have said them, and it's a lot
Hmm.
to consume.
So
Um,
much.
it's a lot to consume about who to blame, who not to blame, blah 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 blah. It's almost, yeah, it's almost too much. Um, and it's too much noise sometimes. But we
Hmm.
need to really, really kind of figure out what it is that the Democratic Party, and a lot of people, I want to say, probably have figured out. There's a lot of different routes and different solutions. I particularly think that the number one priority is what a lot of people have said, and what I have seen is kind of a very common consensus here, is that the Democratic Party needs to show that they can change people's lives,
Hmm.
because as much financial literacy there isn't in this country, it is a very real problem that the gap between the ultra wealthy and the poor is continuing to widen. And as it continues to widen, um, more and more poor and middle class people will be left behind. And as from what I have seen, that is what the message that most people think, the most is the message that people who voted for Trump are saying, that they feel like they're being left behind, and Trump is the person
Hmm.
who they think will help. I disagree with that
Hmm.
wholeheartedly with every fiber of my body. But if that is what people are saying, then we need to figure out a way to reach out to them and convince them that voting differently is actually going to help them.
Right.
Um, I am afraid of what people like Elon Musk and RFK Jr. are going to do. Uh,
Yeah.
I would not trust Elon Musk with anything. I would not
No.
trust him with a pack of gum. That man would eat my entire pack of gum. Um, I He scares me. I think he
Yeah.
is a psychopath. I think he's crazy. I think RFK Jr. is dumb. Like, he is dumb
Yeah.
dumb, and his bitch ass wife Cheryl Hines, she also is dumb. And like, I cannot stand to hear that man's voice. Like, take
Yeah.
a fucking cough drop or something. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with him. And maybe he has some kind of real issue or something, but like, my God, get that loogie out of your fucking mouth. Um, I think Tulsi Goldberg is a spineless little prick. I mean, I think, talk about she is, there was an interview, she did an interview on The View many years ago, many years ago, and this back when Meghan McCain was on, and Meghan McCain was like, you're, because Tulsi Goldberg was a Democrat at one point, and she's like, you're meeting with dictators, because she met with some kind of dictator in the Middle East or something, I forget who it was, blah 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 blah, and then all of a sudden they were best friends, and I'm like, this is, that's weird, you're weird.
Hmm.
Anyways, I don't trust her. And then, and Donald Trump is just a loser. He is the definition of a loser. I mean, who in their right mind would vote for somebody who is only looking out for themselves, only cares about how people gratify him and validate him. His ego is beyond measure. He is the most insecure man I have ever seen in my entire life. And let me tell you something. I have met a lot of insecure men, and it is crazy and
Yeah.
unfathomable that people think that this man is going to do anything to help them. He's not.
Yeah.
He wants to get out of jail. He wants to avenge what he thinks, things that have been done to him. This man
Mm-hmm.
went on a media tour to 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 throw Rosie O'Donnell, and don't get me started about how I feel about Rosie O'Donnell because you guys know I love her. But this man, because she made fun of him for 10 seconds on The View one day, he went on a tirade that he is still talking about her. Who does that?
Yeah.
He is a pathetic little man.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I love it.
anyways, okay.
Yeah.
I feel a little bit better.
I'm so glad.
Yeah. So, here we are. Here we are. And here we will continue to go.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I've heard a lot about is, there is power in community and there is power in looking out for each other. And although I do think a second Trump presidency does look different and does feel different, we've been through one. Um, and um, the country
Just
won't,
hold on to each other, I guess.
yeah, the country won't completely come undone in 4 years. So we will make it through this.
That's
We
faith
will,
for you.
well, but because the other thing is, it's a long game, right? Like
Yeah.
we will feel the effects for many, 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 many years to come about what will
Yeah.
happen in 4 years. Um, but we will have the opportunity. We'll have the opportunity in 2 years, and then again in 4 years, um, to do something about this if we are smart and we learn how to play the game. It's
Yeah.
a game. And I know that we're worried about people's feelings, but we also have to win the game.
Yeah.
It's a numbers game.
Yeah. I agree. I really hope for the Democrats to stop. I think we've had this issue before where their focus is so much on celebrity endorsements and celebrities showing up to their stuff, that we forget about the people that are struggling. And Donald Trump is focusing specifically on those people. And he's saying all the right things, and they don't care that it's bullshit because they just want to hear it. They just
Yeah.
want to hear that someone gives a fuck. And Donald Trump is getting up there and telling them, hey, you, I give a fuck. He
Yeah.
doesn't. And it doesn't have to be true. Um, they just want someone to care in a twisted way. Um, yeah, I
And
think the Democrats made a lot of mistakes, and they
yeah.
have made a lot of mistakes
Yeah. He also continues to empower white people, which is incredibly dangerous um
because
and
they had the power. I don't know if you guys know, but like white people have had the power.
right. And that's why that's the other thing I'm saying about like these like nobody is really like you
Yeah,
have the world at your fingertips. You're the one who's making yourself this small little creature who nobody's
because
helping,
they're
blah
selling
blah
you
blah.
this idea that you should be bigger than what you actually are.
Yeah,
So you're angry that you're not where the world is telling you that you should be. But the world forgot to tell you that you have to put in a little bit of work to try to get there.
right.
Yeah.
The other thing I something that I read that I think is very accurate and true is also like a lot of people can understand why people voted for Donald Trump, considering
Mm,
all the things that he says,
mhm.
because on the other side, Kamala Harris was also endorsing genocide.
Yeah.
So it's a weird, complicated thing, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but the other thing I will say is I really do think that the only way we can move away from this party structure government that we have And the government, mainly the government that we have, is that we need to get rid of money in government, and we need to get rid of lobbyists, and we need to get rid of all of the scary, crazy money that goes into this, because the Democrats aren't saying, "Oh yeah, these companies are price gauging you and blah blah blah." Why? Because they're also getting money from these companies. Most companies are giving money to both parties.
Hmm.
And so, and they want the money, they need the money. But if we were able to run campaigns and do things without having to have all of this money, we wouldn't be so beholden, and we wouldn't owe people all of these promises, political promises, because they gave them money. And there's a way to do that. It's very simple. You don't have to have extravagant rallies, you don't have to do all of these things. There's a way for TV networks and media platforms to provide a certain amount of political advertising, right? Like, without having to buy so many damn commercials. Like, you can implement rules and different things where the people are still learning about your message and blah 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 blah, without having to pay all of this money. And I am convinced that a big reason why, um, other than Biden's crazy obsession with Israel, like, there is an Israeli lobby group, and they
Yeah.
spend so much money trying to make sure that these politicians support them. And if we were able to just get rid of this money, we'd be able to. And I will say, there's a lot of politicians, not a lot, but there's more and more politicians who are not taking these types of monies
Yeah.
from people. There's a guy, I think the new senator from New Jersey is one of those people. He's like the first Korean American senator, I believe. Anyway, so it's possible. Anyways, so much to say, not enough
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So much to think about. And we have each other, and we'll be here to bring the LOLs.
Yeah. We'll try at least.
Absolutely. It's all we can do.
Yeah.
Another week and no fan mail. So
Okay. So you guys hate us.
listen, I get it. There was an election. So
Times are tough.
excuse for this week.
Yeah.
But let's see what happens next week. Maybe. Maybe. But
Maybe.
you know what there is time for?
Tell me.
The pop culture pop up. Um, First up on the pop culture pop up. Speaking of the election, Nicole
Yeah.
Scherzinger, who is currently um, on Broadway and
Mm,
getting rave reviews for Sunset
mm.
Boulevard, um, she commented on somebody's post. I don't know who the person was, maybe a football player or something. But that person posted a photo of a red hat that looks like a MAGA hat, and it
That
said,
was Russell Brand.
"Oh, it was Russell Brand. Lord have mercy. Oh God,
Dude, I love you.
Russell Brand. This makes it even worse. Why is she following Russell Brand?
Oh, God.
Um, well, Russell Brand posted a photo of a red hat, and it said, "Make Jesus great again."
Yeah.
And Nicole said, "Where can I get my greedy little hands on that hat?" um, and now she's trying to do damage control, because let me tell you something more. So let me tell you something about Nicole Scherzinger.
Tell me everything.
More than Jesus, more than conservative values, more than
Yeah.
fiscal conservative values, this woman wants nothing more than the validation of the entertainment industry. And
And she
she
just threw it all to
well,
shit.
and she is hell bent on
Yeah.
getting an award, whether it be a Tony, an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and she is close to getting a Tony, but
No,
she
no, I don't
might
think. I think
fuck it up.
yeah, I think she just fucked it up. She was, I mean, if anyone was talking about the Tonys, the one person they were talking about was Nicole. The production of her play is one of the most talked about right now and on what is on Broadway. So she was on her way to a Tony, 1000%.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so that the hat obviously alludes to MAGA and then also Russell Brand. Um, so the Sunset Boulevard musical Instagram turned off their comments, blah 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 blah. Here's what Nicole had to say, if I may. She said, I deeply apologize for the hurt caused by my recent engagement with some social media posts. When I commented on these posts, I made the mistake of not realizing that they could be easily interpreted as being politically related, and I apologize to anyone who understandably reached that conclusion. Many presumptions are being drawn which do not reflect who I am, which I stand for, or who I voted for. Many of the marginalized communities feeling hurt and concerned by the results of the presidential election are people I care about most. I stand with them as I always have throughout my life and career. If you know me, you know that. Like so many others in times of adversity and uncertainty, I turn to my faith. I believe that the posts I engage with were about encouraging people to choose love and faith, putting Jesus first. For me, Christ embodies peace, compassion, hope, and above all, unconditional love, especially for those who may feel it the least right now. I come from a place of love and I will always support values that bring us closer together. It's so important that we come together with compassion and love one another more now than ever. Nicole, your thoughts on what she said, Julie?
I think that she's so stupid. I'll tell you why. Because this was on a post up from Russell Brand. Russell Brand, who was the most liberal hippie motherfucker that ever existed until there was sexual allegations against him, until women were coming out and saying he did this and this and this and this to me. Suddenly he found Jesus. Suddenly he knew. I mean they have the same blueprint, right? These people in Donald Trump, Russell Brand, something crazy happens, and they're like, you know what? I haven't thought about in a while. Jesus and how much we all love him. Like what the like the fact that she's like, it's just I love Jesus, and I saw this thing from Russell Brand, bitch, and I'm supposed to what believe? It's just Nicole. I just feel like sometimes when people do the thing, do it with your whole chest. Yeah, that's right. This is what I believe in. Well, whatever it is, but like you did it already. Don't backtrack. I think that is worse. I feel like I'm not going to agree with it. I'm not going to support it, but at least I'll respect it. If you did it, stand 10 toes down with it and you move on with your life. I do think she blew up her entire Tony campaign. I think she was I mean, because it's the Tonys. It's not like she's winning of the she was running up for an award at the most conservative woman in the United States. It's the fucking Tonys. So I feel like all of the good because let us not forget that Nicole does not have a perfect reputation either. She's known as like the petty bitch on the Pussycat Dolls. Like people have not liked her for a very long time. She was doing like petty shit to her bandmates up on stage in front of everybody. So like she's not a likable human being. She hasn't been a likable human being for a long time. And I feel like she was finally getting in people's good graces and people were respecting her and her musicality and her talent because she is a talented woman. She has a great voice. That's all gone to shit, I think. I won't be surprised if she gets nominated. I would be really surprised if she wins.
Yeah, I think okay, a little bit of a hot take here. I think enough time will pass where people will forget about it, to be honest with you.
Maybe.
I do think between now and when the Tonys happen. Um, I also think that she could be stupid enough to not connect the dots. And she could be religious enough to just be crazy. You know what I mean? And not
There was two
necessarily,
posts that she liked though.
oh, what were the
I
other ones?
forgot the other one, but there was two. She liked the Russell Brand one, and then people that's what people were saying. I even saw a tweet that was like, I don't usually give people the benefit of the doubt, but I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt and say that Nicole maybe was like that ridiculous that she thought she was just liking a very religious post.
Uh-huh.
But then there was another one. that I don't think I'm gonna be able to find in time.
It's okay. Okay, well then maybe she is a psychotic
Okay, wait,
crazy.
sorry. It was a post from Robert Kennedy Jr.
Oh God.
Yeah, she liked that one, and it says, yeah, it's a pic this picture, and it says,
The
yes, Russell Brand, Tucker Carlson, I will restore free speech, end the forever wars, and protect children's health once we get Donald Trump back in the White House. And she liked it.
Nicole.
Yeah,
Nicole,
yeah,
wake up, sweetie.
yeah,
Wake up. I should have known when I saw her swinging on her swing set at her house on the YouTube.
yeah.
She's okay. You know what? And you know what? Not only did she ruin the Pussycat Dolls, she also ruined Eden's Crush. And I loved Eden's Crush. And I cannot find that
What'd she
album
do with Enos
anywhere.
Crush?
Well, I'm gonna blame her for them breaking up. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Oh God, Nicole. You know what's really
Yeah,
funny? You know,
tell me.
I don't want to disrespect you, but you know who Patty LuPone is, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So Patty
Oh,
LuPone
rude.
was on The View and they were talking about Sunset Boulevard. And she said, I think they asked her about it. And she said that she has tickets to go on Wednesday. But she was still kind of on the fence if she was going to go. And then I
Uh-huh.
follow this person who on Twitter who was like, I sat orchestra uh at Sunset Boulevard on Wednesday and Patty LuPone was nowhere to be found. Um just saying. If you don't have Patty LuPone support, you don't really have much. Next up on
And
the pop
very few people have Patty LaBelle support. Let's be
That's
honest
very
about
true.
that.
That's very true. Next up on the pop culture pop up, Chris Evans. Chris Evans has a full beard. And I'm not talking about a woman who he's dating to hide his sexuality.
I didn't even think anyone thought that's what you meant.
Well,
All
well,
right.
um, he has a full head of hair too. He's looking very full head of hair.
Yeah.
And Julie, you have some thoughts.
And the thoughts are, Mother May I, what a man. What a man. Boy, he keeps evolving into the best versions of himself, aesthetically pleasing. The beard is full, alive and well. He is now wearing his glasses. You know, we're all aging, but you know what? They look good. And yeah, the full head of hair, it's flowy, it's long. He could probably put in a man bun. Oh, making my wildest dreams come true. I am a fan of this look. I'm not gonna lie to you, a little insufferable. Just I don't there's something about him now. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. But he is looking good. He is looking good. I'm a fan of the look. And he is currently promoting a very stupid movie, but you know what? He's showing up for the red carpets and we're getting the pictures. So, whatever. Thanks, I guess.
Yeah, his hair has grown out a little bit. I'm assuming this
Yeah.
is for a role, probably. Because the beard is long, the hair is
Yeah.
long. Um,
The dick is, I mean, we can only assume what?
we
What?
saw it, didn't we?
Oh, we did see it. What a time to be alive. Why, how did I forget that?
You tell me.
I don't know. He is a
Okay.
married man now, remember?
Mm, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Chris Evans is hot. He has always been conventionally hot. Do you think
Yes.
that's his real hair?
I think I think the hair transplant took, and that's what we should be excited about.
Interesting because in this photo, it kind of looks like it's receding.
I think he is receding. That might be why he's growing it out. Try to
Yeah.
fool us all.
Anyways, I can't tell if the glasses are too small for his face.
I want someone to write him a movie where he's a professor and you take care of the rest. That's really all I need in the plot for me to tune in.
His lips are too small.
That's a white man. You know what? When you find a white man attractive, you really have to not look at his lips. Don't look up Jake Gyllenhaal because that man, he has not one lip. Not he could put both together and he's not coming up with one. It's just
Actually, his lips aren't horrible. The beard and the mustache are covering it up a bit more, but
okay, look
like,
up Jake Gyllenhaal.
oh my God.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta ignore the I think Colin he teeters as well. But
Have
Colin wears a
you
beard often, so
have you ever been with a man who had no
no.
lips?
No.
Yeah, Jake doesn't have any lips.
There's nothing there.
Like
I
how do they
don't know.
how how do they do anything? Just, how do they do anything good? Uh Chris Evans may not have the biggest lips, but his tongue gives like I know how to use it. Jake
Does
Gyllenhaal,
it?
I don't know. I think so. I feel like that
Okay.
man knows how to yeah, use his tongue. Jake Gyllenhaal is giving I don't know how to do either.
Jake Gyllenhaal is a pillow princess, and I think we all know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Join the club, Jake.
Yeah, he's not putting in any of the work. And then he's saying you're welcome after you're done.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Chris, come on the pod. Would love to talk about your hairline and your lips. Um, Julie, there next up on the pop culture pop up, you have some news
Do
on
I?
well, you found it, so I hope you still have it. On Euphoria.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what is the update? We're in limbo, I would assume, but is there an update or what's the rumor?
Yeah, so the first we heard a rumor a couple of days ago that there was going to be no season three. Season three was scrapped. It was no longer moving forward. And then maybe 4 hours later, HBO Max came out with a little statement that said, we are still moving forward with season three. Production will start in 2025. And I screamed. I screamed.
Wait, so they're not going to start production until 2025.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And to that I say, Zendaya, if you are listening to this, because we know you're a fan, Zendaya, what are you doing? What you okay, first of all, Zendaya just got cast in a Christopher Nolan movie,
With Tom Holland and Anne Hathaway.
and you're gonna go back and work with Sam can't write a full script to save his life, Levinson. I don't understand this. This white man has given you nothing. He's giving you nothing. Did he give you notoriety? Some may say that was on you. You saved the season with your performance because it wasn't his writing. I think we need to all look at the truth and say that Sam Levinson was just a vessel, and you outperformed what the what he was giving you. Um, I really want Zendaya to sit down, look in the mirror, and say, loyalty is not everything.
Do you
Sometimes
think
we
that
gotta
they're
break
all
ties.
do you think that they're all under contract?
I don't know, but I feel like Zendaya should have lawyers good enough to get her out of that. Like, I just, do you think it's like a coincidence that we've had so many stories of like rumors of behind the scenes of like HBO's not happy with the script, HBO doesn't like what, he comes up with something, they don't like it. He comes up with another thing, they don't like it. He's obviously he's not coming up with something great. And they're gonna make all
Clearly.
these poor little actors come back to do something. Why? Because Sam Levinson is what? Why? I no. Zendaya, look at me. This is not you.
I know. The other thing I was thinking is that they feel a sense of like we need to do one more, like they want to because oh my gosh, I don't remember his name, but the actor that passed away,
Uh-huh.
like
Uh-huh.
they all need some closure and they want to come back on set and they want to be together and just do one more for him or something. I don't know.
And to that I say, guys, you think that the man who took him, oh shoot, why don't I remember his name either?
Angus?
Angus Cloud.
Angus Clown.
Is it Cloud? We're gonna call him Angus because oh geez, I can't remember. You
I'll look
think
it
the
up. Tell your
man,
thought. I'm gonna look it up.
Sam Levinson, the man that grabbed Angus from his drug addiction from the Bay Area, brought him into an industry and a world that just was surrounded by drug addiction and by drugs and all of this stuff. You think that he's gonna treat his death on the show with compassion and love and care? You think that's what he's gonna do when he didn't care
Well,
about the he didn't care. I mean, it was already documented from all of the drama that came about before Angus came out that like Sam Levinson was very much aware of the struggles that Angus was going through, and he continued to put him in situations that triggered his addictive tendencies. So I mean, if that's the reason, I would say, I don't know, get all together, go to dinner and do a little memorial service for him because the show's not going to do anything. And it's not like Sam Levinson is a good writer. He's white, got lucky with
Right.
the first season, and that's literally what it is. I do think that Zendaya, I'm speculating obviously, feels some sort of maybe like she owes him because she did start getting notoriety after Euphoria. Her nominations at the Golden Globes and the Emmys came about because of Euphoria. And I do think that the movie industry started taking her a little bit more seriously after Euphoria. Um, Fair. I think you've paid your due back to him. I think you can move on from this. Everyone
It,
else, I feel like they're as good as they're gonna get.
maybe they just need a job.
Yeah.
It is Angus Cloud, by the way.
Okay.
Excellent. Next up on the pop culture pop up, um, we are days away from the theatrical release of Wicked, the musical, the film, and um, Julie cannot fathom a couple more weeks of this press tour.
Yeah.
Julie, I'm going to speak for you. You cannot stand Cynthia and Ariana. You
That's not what it.
cannot wait, hold on. You cannot dare to see them cry one more time.
Okay.
Um go ahead, Julie.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. But yes, Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are currently doing their press tour for Wicked, which comes out in a couple of weeks. And they're just crying all the time. They're crying all the time.
I can I
Oh
just say,
shoot.
oh, your light went out.
My light is pissed. I think this
Oh
is okay, right? For the
no.
rest of the episode, it'll be fine. I think it
Are
died.
you wait, are you okay?
Yeah, I think it died. It's just a little
Oh,
ring
it
light.
died. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay, okay, okay. I can see your door, so don't worry. Um, I was gonna say, with all due,
Uh-huh.
you are
Uh-huh.
a big crier too.
1000%. 1000%. And I'm so sorry. I'm going to say it. It's not giving genuine. I don't believe a word that comes out of their mouth. I don't believe it. I don't. I don't. And it frustrates me because they really want to sell this like sisterhood. I don't buy it, but at all. Like I'm not buying it. And I don't know what it is. I do think there is obviously, okay, I can be an honest human being. There is a bias when it comes to Ariana Grande. I already don't find her authentic. So I do
Right.
think it's spreading to Cynthia Erivo, but like I even the like pauses and the way that they interact with each other, I'm like, oh my God. It's like a PR consultant got them in a room and they said, we want you guys to cry every single interview. It feels like they've cried every single interview. I've seen them cry at least 10 times in different interviews. Like
Why are you watching so many of them?
I was excited about the film. Like
Oh, I see.
I really want to see the movie.
Uh,
And because I'm aware of my biases, I'm like I really and because I like the musical Wicked, I'm like what fills me with joy is finding out that something that I have so much love, tender love and care for is being treated like that by the people that are creating it. So I'm like let me tune into these interviews. Maybe it'll erase a little bit of my bias. It's just making my bias worse, guys, because I'm like I don't buy it. I'm not
mm,
buying their sisterhood. I don't buy their consistent emotional state. Like I don't. And I wish that I did. I wish that I did because I feel like it would make this so much more magical for everybody involved, especially me. I'm very much looking forward to the movie. For me, I think the press tour is doing a disservice because it's losing its authenticity for me. For me, I'm just not. And when we were talking about this before we started recording, my FBI agent is on top of it. And I saw a tweet of someone that posted the interview of them crying again that was just released like yesterday. And the person that tweeted it was like, why are they always fucking crying? And I agree. I agree.
I have not seen them cry once, and
Oh my
I'm still
God.
excited to watch the movie. So I humbly suggest that you stop watching their
Well, yeah,
interviews.
I'm not gonna watch them anymore. Literally in the red carpet they were crying. In this one interview when they're like the guy was like, "What is one thing that the other helped you something like what is the one thing that the other one gave you for good?" You know that song, the song For Good or
Yes,
whatever.
yes, yes, yes.
And Ariana Grande starts crying immediately, and I'm like, "You haven't even thought of it. He just finished asking the question."
Could it be possible that they're just completely overwhelmed by this lifelong dream that they have coming true and
Maybe,
like it's just completely and utterly overwhelming? Maybe they're
maybe,
also tired. Maybe they're also hungry. Maybe they're also just like sad about the election. I don't know. Like maybe
maybe.
they're just easily,
Maybe. Maybe. And I mean, it sucks because it's all about perception. You could be completely authentic, but if I don't perceive you to be, I mean, there's nothing really that can change my mind. Um, maybe, maybe, but I still don't buy it.
let's see. Let's see. Well, I believe Ariana might be a water sign. Um, let's see. Hold on, everyone. Hold on.
You could literally show me her period cycle and tell me she's actually on her period right now. I still wouldn't find it authentic. There's just
She's a cancer. I just want to say she's a cancer. I just want to put that out there. I just want
uh,
to put that out there.
uh-huh.
She's, I mean, I just want to say
Okay.
that.
I want you to go and watch one of these interviews and tell me how you perceive it. I don't
Okay.
need you to perceive it the same way as me, but
I
I'm
probably won't.
curious.
Send me
Which is
one. Send me one that you think is
okay.
like, yeah. And I'll
Okay.
tell you if I can see if it seems disingenuous.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Game set match. Do you have your
Uh,
tickets to see Wicked yet?
no.
No. Are you gonna
Just
take
playing it by ear.
Sophia?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't
Is
know.
she too young?
I know I don't think she's too young, but she talks in the movies a
Oh,
lot.
you haven't
I
taught
would
her.
t- I would I
What is she talking? Is
try.
she asking like what is happening, or like what is she talking about?
Or she's
Your
excited,
niece, your 8-year-old niece,
yeah,
by
yeah,
the way.
yeah. Or she enjoys something and she wants to tell me about it. Or she has questions or she has to pee. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I'm like, friend.
Okay,
So maybe
yeah,
I'll take her to see it the second time, but like the
yeah.
first
Leave
time
her at
maybe
home.
I'll yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Finally on the pop culture pop up, lots of thoughts this week, Julie. Um, Kelly Clarkson is releasing another Christmas album, and you're not very happy about it.
I fucking hate Christmas music. I hate it with a passion. With a passion. So imagine my frustration when she announces new music and I'm like, what? Oh, it's a fucking Christmas song. I fucking hate. How much can one person sing about Christmas music? She has like four Christmas albums. Like a snowman. How many thoughts can we come up with about a snowman? I don't like it. I don't like Christmas music. I hate it. And I think her voice is so beautiful. And I want to love Christmas music for her because she's given it to us. And a lot of these songs are original, I think. Writing about Santa, you're sitting at home writing about Santa. Can you sit down and write about your divorce, woman, like a normal musician? I can't do it. It frustrates me. And you know what? You could also do Kelly Clarkson. How about release another volume of your covers? How about you put Harry Styles Falling in an album for fucking once? How about you give us that? How about you give the people what they want? I don't want my fucking Johnny Swim does it too. And I haven't yelled at them about it, but one of these days I'm gonna say every fucking year you need a fucking Christmas album, Johnny Swim. People are still listening to the last one.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to welcome the Grinch to you, me, and Chisme.
I
My
like
God.
Christmas. I just
Or do
this
you?
I do, but Christmas music is so fucking annoying. You want
Don't
me to
listen
sing
to
about
it.
that's what I'm trying to do. But if I'm like, oh, a new Kelly song, well, because I listen to Kelly, so on Spotify, on the new releases, they put regardless of the genre, they put Kelly music on there. So I'm like, oh, Kelly, it's a fucking jingle.
Um, I commented on your TikTok video, or
I
was it
know,
your
I saw it.
Instagram? What did I say? I
It probably makes
said,
her a lot of money.
yeah, and she's got to pay for the divorce.
What? Fine, whatever. Then give us why don't you release Christmas music and then the next month you give us a volume of your fucking covers? How about you
Well,
give us
maybe if people
something?
would buy the other albums.
Okay, well, first of all, I consistently play her volumes albums of her covers consistently. Okay, her
But what
version of
about
Happier
her
Than
original
Ever.
music?
I listen to that shit all the time. I was just listening to it last week. I am a diehard Kelly Clarkson fan. I want to be clear. I am listening to her music. And I'm not saying cater your entire releases to specifically me. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying give people that don't listen to Christmas music something. Every year I have to put up with this. And I get it. She is very loud about the fact that she loves Christmas time. And it's very special for her. Okay, bitch, then play the last album you released. I don't know what to tell you. It's just like it's whiplash. I'm like, oh, new Kelly music. Oh, it's a fucking Christmas song. Kelly, I love you so much. I just want you to be great in the specific way that I want you to be great, though, not in your own way. Love you though.
I've never met anybody so passionate about this before.
I don't care about Christmas music, but when you're consistently releasing it, the only two people I can think of, Kelly Clarkson, Johnny Swim. Johnny Swim consistently, they do Christmas shows. I'm like, oh, Johnny Swim tour, exciting Christmas show. I don't, oh,
Do you not want them to financially thrive?
no, I do. I do want them to thrive. I want things for me too, though. You know what I mean?
Mm.
If you're gonna release a Christmas album, release some of your original music alongside it. How about that? I'm not
Mm.
even asking for an album. Drop an EP, a cute little four
Uh,
to five songs, like your covers albums, Kelly.
mhm, mhm.
You know what this is really about is that she has all this time to write about Santa, and she has zero time to put Harry Styles is Falling in a fucking album official form.
But you can watch it on YouTube, no?
It's not the same. Can I put it on a Spotify playlist?
Maybe Harry is the one not letting her.
She got permission for it already. It's already there. It exists. I think once she got permission, she can do it. I just don't. I don't. Kelly, if you're listening, because I know you're a fan, if you could release Harry Styles is Falling, I promise I will stream your Christmas albums at least
Mhm,
once. While I'm not in the room, I'll just have it playing on Spotify. But I really want Harry Styles is Falling. There's a thing you do with your voice towards the end that really scratches a part of my brain that rarely gets scratched. And I really want that on Spotify so I can listen to it religiously. Please and thank you.
Kelly Clarkson, come on the pod. You can fight Julie about Christmas music. That's gonna do it for the pop culture pop up. We'll be back next week with more pop culture cheese man. Julie, do you have a Latinx spotlight for us?
No.
No? Maybe
No,
this
I'm so
week we
sorry.
skip one.
You know what? This week we've gone through a lot. Latinx Spotlight is us. We're surviving. We're getting through it and we're trying to find the joy. And let me tell you, my mental health not thriving, but we're pushing through. Because Adrian is right. And at the end of the day, we only have community and each other and the people that voted like you did and want the world to look like as inspiring as you want it to look, and it can be very glum to see how many other people are against you. So to find like-minded people helps during these trying times, even if you can't do anything. Sometimes just telling someone, hey, this fucking sucks, and then saying, yes, it fucking does, is all you need. That's all you need. That's as good as it's gonna get right now. um so thoughts are with everybody out there that feels like we do. If you're Latino, even more so because these are scary times for Latinidad. Let us not get into the fact that Latinos voted. And we're not doing it. I'm not going to scream at you guys. I think I've screamed at you guys enough today. So, um, yeah, it's rough. So find someone that cares about you and that you care about and hold hands and hug each other and we'll get through it. It's going to be hard. We're not saying it's not, but we'll get through it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. Time for some azúcar. I'll go first. My azúcar this week is actually Kelly Clarkson released a new Christmas song. Um,
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. That was
You
funny.
are so annoying.
My asuka this week actually is the fact that Beyonce has received the most Grammy nominations this year with 11 nominations for her album Cowboy Carter, and um I couldn't be more happy for her. I think she
Yeah.
deserves them, and I hope that she really wins. I actually really enjoy the Cowboy Carter album. It's very different from the Renaissance album, which
Mhm.
I appreciate, and I have fallen in love more and more with Cowboy Carter as the months have gone on. Two Hands to Heaven is
Mm,
one of my favorite songs of all time.
yeah.
Um, a couple other big nominees, Charlie XCX, Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish, I think I also really love that album.
Hmm.
Um, Sabrina Carpenter, Chappell Roan, all the girlies have been nominated. So, um, yeah, just and I love an award show. So, oh, one thing I also do want to mention about the Grammys. This is related to my suka because it makes it more exciting. I believe in a year or two, the Grammys are going to be on ABC, which means they're going to be produced by Disney. And I think sometimes Disney can put on a better production than Paramount over at CBS. So I'm excited for the possibilities. I think the Grammys award show has gotten a little stale. We need to mix it up a little bit. We need to change the color scheme. We need to we need to do something a little bit more exciting. So I'm hoping Disney can come in and do that. So I think that happens in 2026 or 2027. We'll see. But that will be for 10 years. The ABC is going to have the Oscars, the Grammys, I think the Super Bowl all in the same year or something. They're going to get a lot of big stuff. Anyways, that's my asuka. Julie, do you have an asuka this week?
I love that for you. I do have an Asuka this week. A couple things that are bringing me joy. The Penguin is still thriving. One of the best television shows on the in television history. It is so good. Colin Farrell, Christina, everyone in that cast is doing phenomenal work. Phenomenal. Emmy campaigns has started. I am talking everybody's ear off about it. Clearly, I'm doing door-to-door marketing out here, so I'm obsessed with it. Literally yesterday, someone was like, "What is on your shirt?" And I was like, let me tell you about the show called Penguin. So yeah, that's something I watched. Oh, what's the fucking show? The movie. I watched a movie yesterday with Heath Ledger. A Knight's Tale.
Oh yeah.
How fun.
You've
What a
never seen it
blast.
before.
I think I had seen bits and pieces, but never the entire thing. What a blast. What a charming man. They don't do movie kisses the way they used to. You know what I mean? Like the big build up to a musical note, the running to each other, eating each other's faces. We don't get that anymore.
Mm,
Um, Super fun. English teacher Abbott Elementary has brought me so much joy. This last episode was very fucking cute. I'm very excited about that. I am watching Sweet Pea on Stars, which is about a serial killer. Representation matters. A female serial killer. Okay. And it's
nice.
actually also really intense. It's really intense and extremely graphic, but it's really the main actress is phenomenal in it. So just a couple things get me through the week. It's been rough. Oh, you know what? Really quick. In 2016, after what happened, Sarah Bareilles wrote Amidst the Chaos. Her album has a bunch of songs about the world falling apart in there. Beautiful songs. She has this one song called No Such Thing. Initial listen to it, you're like, this is the most heartbreaking song about a breakup that I've ever heard. No, no, no. It's about her missing Obama. That's what that song is about. She misses Obama and she wishes he would come back. When she toured the album, she toured it at the Hollywood Bowl. I was there at that show. She recorded it for an album. In the show, she did a mashup of No Such Thing in her song Satellite Call from The Blessed Unrest. And Satellite Call is kind of like, if anyone, it's kind of like a shout out to the void of like, if you need someone, there is someone here that kind of gets you. And she did a mashup of those two songs, and that mashup that is on Spotify in her Hollywood Bowl concert album has been getting me through this week. I've listened to it at least 100 times. It calms me when my anxiety is at the highest that it's ever been. And Sarah Bareilles continues to save lives and continues to be perfect for any and all occasion. And I love her for that. So No Such Thing slash Satellite Call. Honestly, it calms the thoughts when it's getting too bad. So yeah,
Sarah Bareilles, come on the pod.
please.
Well, that is going to do it for us. We've reached the end of the episode. Thank you so much for making it all this way. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter at Yumi and Chisme. Make sure you visit yumiandchisme.com. Make sure that you rate, review, subscribe, share, do all the fun things you could do with this podcast. Again, most importantly, share this podcast with someone, with anyone, your dog, your cat, your turtle, your parrot, whoever will listen. And if you do all that, we'll be back next week with more Chisme. But until then, make sure you have lots of love, lots of peace, and most importantly, lots of Chisme in your life. Bye.
Bye.